Hello, everyone. Rookies of the Year. Today's segment, we have Rob featuring our guest, Sean from Sports Rents. How you doing, buddy? We
Good.
also have Dane. Welcome
What
back, bro.
Appreciate it.
We have a lot to talk about today about the NBA Finals. Knicks finally won their championship. Insane. Very insane season for them. I think it was impressed. What you guys think about that? Rob?
I'm a Celtics fan, so I'm not happy about it. But you
That's why I
gotta
told you first.
you gotta put your hats off to them. I mean, 16-3 playoff run, swept 2 series, highest point differential in a single postseason in NBA history, largest comeback in NBA Finals history. Yeah, first championship in 53 years. I never thought I would see a Knicks championship. It just didn't seem like something that would ever be reality, but here we are. So,
I mean,
Is what
just
it
like how
is.
Cleveland would win a title without LeBron.
yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen. He's taking shots at you, bro, right now. He is taking, that was a direct shot.
Hey, it's the
I didn't
first
say
minute.
nothing. I'm just stating the fact that if Cleveland would win the title, I'll be nice too. I'm just saying, if New York won the championship at this point, anything could happen. But I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Even the Jets can win the Super Bowl next year.
See, I have faith for Abs, man. Shout out to Abs. I hope you're watching. Jets are gonna win the Super Bowl.
Sure.
The Knicks finally end the 53-year drought. Brunson gets his finals MVP. So what's next? Are the Knicks the favorites to repeat next season?
No
Absolutely
way.
not.
I don't think so.
Absolutely not.
No.
They ain't the favorite in the
Yeah.
East.
I agree. The odds right now, I think the Spurs are the odds-on favorite. The Thunder were second, the Celtics were third, and the Knicks were fourth. So that's what the odds think. I don't think the Knicks are the favorites to repeat, but I didn't think they would win this year either. So I think I picked against them in the last 3 series, I think. And it was a sweep, and a 5-game series. So here we are.
I mean, if Knicks were to win, it would have to be the same team, but we all know that's not going to happen.
So I already know what you guys are going to say to this. Is this the start of a Knicks dynasty?
No.
Nah.
Brunson's about to get a $265 million contract at 33 years old. That's just
Right.
not a.
And honestly, he
recipe for
deserves it
success.
for taking that
He
pay
deserves
cut.
it. He didn't take a pay cut. That's the thing. Everyone keeps saying he took a pay cut.
He
That's
did.
Really,
He didn't take a $113 million pay
he
cut.
took.
but did
He
take a pay
took.
cut.
What happened was he signed his contract a year early with the player option. That way he could get the Supermax contract now. He didn't. That was the highest contract he could get at the time. It wasn't a pay cut. And his dad and his godfather worked for the Knicks. Like, no one took a pay cut. If anything, they came out on top.
He would have made a lot more annually had he waited a year.
He would have made more annually, but he would not have had this contract that he's about to get either. So, I mean,
He still would have, because the contract would have been the same.
no, because he would have signed that contract at what? It was a 4-year contract with a player option?
Then
Or
he would
3-year
just be signing
contract.
the next one a year later, and it would
No,
be even
because
better.
if he waited a year, he would have signed that contract a year afterwards for 5 years, which means he wouldn't have signed this contract for another 2 years, and he'd be 35 at that point. He's not getting $65 million at 35 years old.
He might.
And also, if he signed that contract, they wouldn't have the team that they had right now. They wouldn't have been able to afford everybody. So,
Exactly.
I mean, there's nuances to it, right? But I think him signing the contract was smart. He bet on himself because we all know it's the NBA. Anything can happen. I mean, you could be the next Derrick Rose and then be out of the league in 2 years after that. You know what I mean? It's just,
Yes.
I mean, obviously Derrick Rose hung around, but he was never prime Derrick Rose. But he bet on himself and he won a title, and it's good for him. And he deserves the contract that they're going to give him, right? But that doesn't change the fact that he's going to be 33 years old, And, obviously everyone counts Brunson out all the time. I get it. But, like, minus LeBron and, you know, Curry and KD, these anomalies, like there are valleys that players hit at a certain point, you know. I don't see him being the offensive engine at 35, 36, 37 years old for a Knicks team going to the finals.
Because Curry is what, 38, and he is still that level of a player, but Brunson
He is,
not.
but look, I mean,
Brunson is
Curry
not.
can't stay healthy, right? And Curry is the best of the best ever to shoot the ball, right? I mean, not to say Brunson can't shoot, but I mean, Curry's on a different level compared to to Brunson. With all due respect to Brunson, again, you know, he won the title, but I don't even think he should have been Finals MVP in my opinion. But good for him.
What you thought?
After, I would say after 4 games, after 2 games, I had Cat. After
I had
4
OG.
games, I had OG. After 4 games, I had OG. After game 5, you got to give it to Brunson.
I mean, again, just by him scoring 45, but for the whole series, I still think it should have been OG personally. But I can see why he got it. Don't get me wrong. He had a Jordan-like performance in game 5 to close out the series. I'm not going to argue that. I just think that OG holistically was more impactful throughout the series. What he does on both sides of the court, right? It's not like OG just plays offense. OG is an elite defender as well. So, I mean.
Yeah, of course. Because you see the game-winning tip-in, but a lot of people forget that he had the game-saving block right before that.
He shouldn't have even had a chance to have that tip-in because there is, to me, I get why you have Wemby out at the three-point line to guard Brunson, but you have 2 elite guards you can put out there. In no way, shape, or form should Wemby not have been in the paint to box out on that. I still don't understand that. I watched that play 10 times. And I just do not get. And then you have Harper under the basket who doesn't even play the box out. He doesn't even look behind him. You know, why isn't Harper out there with Castle guarding Brunson and you have Wemby in the paint?
Wemby absolutely should have been in the paint. Just like De'Aaron Fox should not have taken the layup that OG blocked.
Just like they should have took a timeout when Wemby had the ball. There's so many. The Knicks won.
I mean, I'm sure
the Knicks won this series, but holy shit, they should not. I'm sorry, the Spurs coaching was atrocious this series.
It was awful.
The Spurs outcoached themselves out of this series. And that, again, not taking anything away from the Knicks by any stretch of the imagination. Obviously, the Spurs came out flat game 1. Game 2 was a tough loss. You lose by 1, which you shouldn't have even lost that game, quite frankly. But good God, they got outcoached. I mean, there's 10 moments from this series alone I can look at and be like, what are we doing? There's a lot of stuff that doesn't make sense to me from this series.
It was bad. I've made my rant. If you follow us on the social medias, you might have seen it. I had a lot to say about Mitch Johnson and De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox, the Spurs need to trade him immediately.
He's got like 3 years left on his contract too, right? Like he's not just there. It's not expiring.
Nobody's gonna take him. That's the thing. Like nobody's gonna take him in a trade.
After this postseason, I'm offloading him for a 2nd-round pick. I don't give a shit. Someone take him.
He was terrible. Keldon Johnson, 6th man of the year. He's another vet on the team. He was atrocious in this series.
So when we did our podcast on Tuesday or Wednesday, right? Me and Guy are watching the game, and obviously they were up 29. We were talking about how it's over, and I had the play-by-play on the other monitor, and I just kept seeing Keldon Johnson missed 3, De'Aaron Fox missed 3, Keldon Johnson missed 3. I'm like, we could take 24-second shot clock violations for the rest of the game, and you still would have won the game at this point. Like, I'm not understanding what those two were doing in this series at all.
Yeah. De'Aaron Fox, I just want to say he's going to be on my hate list watch for the rest of his career because he sold me in my fantasy championship 2 months ago. I lost by 1 point in the finals because he bricked 3 threes in a 15-second span. He bricked 3 threes.
Mm-hmm.
Sold me my fantasy championship, and now he sells the Spurs in the NBA Finals. He gift wraps the Knicks a championship. No disrespect to the Knicks. They earned a championship. They smashed every team that was in their way. Whether you want to say it was a weak run or not, they destroyed all the teams that were in their path. But the Spurs are one of the dumbest basketball teams I've ever seen.
Well, they have no offensive floor.
De'Aaron Fox is at the top of the list.
I don't know how anyone else here feels about this, but like, I don't think the Spurs run any sort of like game planned offense. Like when you watch them play, it's just chaos.
It was
Yeah.
horrible. Very horrible.
They
They
need a
always
better
had the lead
bench.
and then they always lose it.
That's what they
What,
need.
for like only one game though. Out of all the 5 games, they won what, one game?
I mean, they
Yeah.
won 3.
They were up by
They sent
double
2 of them
digits
off
in
a
every
cliff.
game.
Yeah.
They
I
had a
expected
double
a lot
digit
for
lead
that
in every
series,
game.
honestly. I was expecting a Game 7 series like we all talked about, or from like weeks ago before even when the postseason started. Well, not I mean the final started. My bad. In my opinion, I thought it was gonna be a Game 7 series. I thought Wembanyama was gonna go hard in the paint. No, apparently not. Just kept shooting threes. Felt like he got scared. He got staggered at one point with Cat. That was insane. I think. Who knows? Maybe he'll come back.
Wemby has just been so frustrating to watch because
Of course.
he's so cocky too. It's really annoying. Like after every game, he goes into the press conference. We know what we need to do to win the next game, and we're gonna go do it. And then they go down 3-1. Everybody knows we're gonna win. And then he calls himself the best player in the world. He said he should have won MVP. Like he says all this shit, and then it gets to the NBA Finals, and you just don't back it up. And it's not gonna affect him long term. Like he's still gonna win championships and stuff, but just pump the brakes right now. He proved that he's not ready for the moment yet.
He made it that far though.
Yeah,
He
I
got
don't know.
far.
He's gonna
I-
go
I-
back. He's gonna
They-
go
they-
back.
They beat OKC, but like, I think if you replay that series and we have J-Dub and Mitchell, I don't think they win that series. We went to 7 without 2 of our top 4 players.
The Thunder would have given the Knicks a way better series than the Spurs did.
I mean, I could tell you one thing: if we were up 29, we wouldn't lose that game. That's for damn sure. I'll tell you that with certainty. I don't know. It was just
Yeah, that
Up by
comeback.
double digits in every single game, and you blow the series.
they did that in like probably 12 games this playoffs too. I mean, even that they were up 15-0 against us in like game 4 or game 3, and they lost the game by 15.
Yeah.
I don't even know how you managed to do that.
Oopsie.
The inexperience, it ended up being the deciding factor in the series. They were not ready. Even the vets on the team weren't ready. The coaching staff wasn't ready. But maybe next year they will be ready.
Yeah, they're young, bro. Their average age, I was looking it up last
They're the
week.
young. I think they were the youngest
The
team in
second.
finals history.
OKC's in finals history, yeah, but like OKC's is slightly younger than them. I think they're like 22.6 years old average age, and the Spurs are like 22.9 or something. It's really close. And then if you look at the Knicks, they're like 27.8 average years of age on their roster. And they have, OG's won a championship. Cat's been around the league for a while. Bridge has been around the league for a while. Brunson obviously has been around the league for a while, right? They have a lot of veteran players on that team. And then you look at basically the real starting 5 of the Spurs is almost all like 2 years or less of experience in the NBA,
Yeah. So, do we think Brunson wins another title?
I don't, but
This was the year, bro, for him to win it.
All the stars just aligned for him.
Look, Tatum was banged up.
I wouldn't say Tatum was banged up. They didn't have to play the Celtics. Like Tatum was fine, right? They just didn't have to play the Celtics. I mean, the Sixers obviously won that series, and that's great for them. But like, I don't know. I'm curious what y'all's thoughts are, because everyone says it's the most dominant playoff run, right? But let's get do y'all think it was a cakewalk of a playoff run? I know you can only play who's in front of you, right? Like at the end of the day, but I don't think they had to play any of the best teams in the playoffs.
I mean, I'm a Celtics fan. I don't think we would have beaten the Knicks if we did play them. But
You wouldn't have got swept. You wouldn't have got 4-0 DoorDash.
We wouldn't have gotten swept, but I don't think we would have beat them. I do think the Knicks were the best team in the East this year.
Yeah, but my thing is if they played you on round 2, right?
key. They get Philly, And then they get Cleveland, which is proven to be a fraud every single year.
Pump
No
the
offense,
brakes.
Dame. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Pump the brakes.
I forget he's a Cavs fan, but I mean, yeah. And then they get the Spurs in the finals, who blew every single game after going up by double digits.
Mhm.
But looking at it statistically, they went 16-3 in the playoffs. They had a 13-game winning streak, which is the second longest in playoff history, and the highest point differential in playoff history. They win the finals in 5. So it's definitely one of the most dominant runs ever. But I wouldn't say it's the most dominant. Definitely not.
I think it's dominant from a statistical point of view. I just don't think it's dominant from a team point of view, like who they had to play to get through into the finals. That's how I feel about it. I mean, if you here's my logic, right? If they played y'all in round 2, right? They're not 4-0 running out of there, which obviously you 4-0 the Sixers, and then you get 6 days of rest, and then you 4-0 the Cavs, who just went to 7 games with the Pistons.
Yeah.
To me, the more rest you get, especially at that age where their team is not old but older, that's significantly more beneficial. And obviously, they still have to sweep these teams, which they did, but I don't know. When I look at it, looking back on it, I can appreciate what they did, but I just don't think it was as dominant as people are making it out. Like, if you we could use statistics for anything, right? Or numbers for anything, but if you really look at it in a vacuum, it's really not as crazy as people make it seem to be.
Fair point. I like that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's
I mean, I saw people comparing it to the Warriors 16-1 playoff run in 2017.
There's
That's
a couple.
ridiculous. Like, what are we doing? But yeah, I don't think Brunson gets another championship. It's possible. I don't see it happening though. But we'll have to see how it plays out. Maybe the Knicks make more. I mean, I don't really think they make any more moves. They just have to run it back with their team
They
that they
can't.
have now.
They're in the second apron, bro. They can't do anything. They're
So
stuck
the
with what they
team
got,
is pretty much
unfortunately.
what it is. And
Yeah.
they definitely had an outlier run in terms of shooting. Like, their shooting was ridiculous.
They shot 46% from 3 the whole playoffs, right?
There was a point where Mikhail, OG, and Shamit all had a true shooting percentage over 70%.
Yeah.
And we were already in the conference finals.
Yeah.
The whole team was just shooting the lights out. And then you got Brunson taking over in every fourth quarter.
Which makes sense, though, when you look at how their path, too, because you play the Sixers and the Cavs, and not to disrespect the Cavs fan here, but, you have no perimeter defense at all for either of those teams, right? Maxey and Edgecombe are not perimeter defenders. Embiid's certainly not getting out to the perimeter. And then against the Cavs, I mean, you're playing Harden and Mitchell, who notoriously don't play defense, right? Everyone can argue, well, Harden plays some defense, and I don't care who you are. He is who he is, right? Mobley and Allen, I mean, if you're a Cavs fan, you're going to have to break that duo up. There's just no floor spacing with them on the floor. I get they're both elite, in the paint, but I don't see the benefit of having both of them on the floor at the same time. And you're not going to put Mobley or Allen on the bench is the thing. But their floor spacing is just about the same. Plus, you just get the James Harden and Mitchell special where, 4 seconds in the shot clock, you're taking a 30-foot 3. So that doesn't help the pace of the game.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, the Cavs have 2 of the worst problems that you can have. You have a backcourt that doesn't play defense and a front court that can't space the floor.
And the Knicks will kill you anything outside of 12 feet with the shoot. I mean, Cat can shoot the 3, OG can shoot the 3, Brunson can shoot the 3, Bridges can shoot the 3. You got Shamit off the bench. Like they have people that can shoot the lights out, so that doesn't help at all because you have no closeout defenders. So, and that goes for the Sixers too. I mean, it's the same story with them as well in my eyes. Hawks are good, but they're young.
You said the Hawks?
I like the Hawks team. I really do. I think they're good. I just think they're extremely young. I mean, they were up in that series, right? 2-1 at one point.
Yeah, they were up 2-1.
So-
They were the only team that took the Knicks past the game 5.
Yeah, and I like that Hawks team. They're gonna get some experience under their belt, but I like almost all of their players. I don't think they're like not an unlikable team, and I think that they made the smart move in trading away a lot of their aging assets, and Trae Young, etc., and getting value back for those. I think we'll see them in the playoffs next year, and I wouldn't be shocked if they were like a 4 or 5 seed next year.
I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I thought trading Trae Young was the best thing they could have done.
Mhm.
I thought that they should have done it before they even made the move. A lot of people were critical of the trade. I thought it was a no-brainer. I just don't think Trae Young contributes to winning basketball. And Jalen Johnson was clearly ready to take the keys of the team.
Yeah.
He's still young. He disappointed in the playoffs, but
He's
a
young,
guy to
right?
build around.
It's the same concept as Wemby in a sense. Like they're both young players and they're going to learn from this. And Johnson has been, I mean, you play fantasy basketball, right? Like Johnson has been an absolute monster for the last 2 years. The problem is he just gets that random injury where he's out for a month every year. But they got Johnson, Dyson Daniels, they got players over there that can definitely hoop and they'll be fine. And ironically enough, to your Trae Young take, I actually do have, I don't know if we're going to touch on it, but like the Wizards are going to be my team next year to watch out for, because I think if they can stay healthy, they have a really solid team, a really, really solid team. And if they add Boozer to that team, or if they can add someone, well, they're not going to add Boozer, right? They're probably just going to go with, no, they're the one pick. What pick are they? Why am I?
The
brainstorming
Wizards,
right now? Yeah.
Wizards got the number 1 pick.
Yeah. Okay.
They're
Sorry.
getting
So
Asians.
they're going to go a guard, but
They're getting.
I don't know
AJ
why
for sure.
I thought they had 3, but that's Sacramento, right? Yeah, they're gonna get well. Apparently, it's Peterson now is the consensus one. That's been what's been going around all day the last 2 days. Is that Peterson didn't take his Jazz visit because that whole camp is convinced that Washington's going to take him 1 overall.
Maybe.
So I mean, if you add him onto that team, if you get Trae Young healthy, if AD wants to play over there, you have Sar, you have Bub Carrington, you have Keyshawn. They have a lot of young, decent players. Like I know they've been a joke of a franchise, but they definitely have building blocks over there where they can make a run and shock people. I mean, I could see them easily squeaking in as the 8th seed. The East isn't that good.
Yeah. But eventually, as that team actually gets better and starts to compete in the playoffs, if Trae Young is still on the roster, they're not winning a championship.
That I can agree with. But I'm just saying, like, as far as like a performance point of view, that team can definitely shock teams next year with what they
Yeah, I
do.
can see that. I can definitely see that.
I mean, dude, a Trae Young AD pick and roll. Come on.
Mhm.
That
And then you add the number 1 pick.
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
to Peterson's credit, I don't know if you guys watched any of his high school film or anything like that. His college season didn't do any justice to the type of passer and court vision he actually has. I think that a lot of these guys, you look at Harper and Ace Bailey, right? When they played at Rutgers, they just shot the ball a ton. And that doesn't really do credit to like what they can do. They were just playing for draft stock, where I can kind of see the same thing with Peterson, but he's actually like an elite. That's what got him recruited so highly, was he's an elite level passer. And obviously he's going to shoot better than 32% from 3 or whatever the hell he shot this year. He's a good 3-point shooter as well. So, I mean, you add him or AJ, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. I personally would take AJ, but I mean, this draft class is absolutely stacked, so you really can't go wrong with that.
I still think Boozer's the best player in this draft. I will not be changed on that.
I have Boozer as my number 3.
He's just, his floor is higher than AJ and Peterson, in my opinion. And what he can do, the way he can shoot. I mean, his stats, if you look at his college stats, like they remind me of Jason Tatum's NBA stats. It's just what he can pass, he can rebound, he can shoot. It's just a little ridiculous to me. Plus, he's got, his dad was an NBA player. He's got that pedigree around him. And I think that's a recipe for success as well.
Yeah. I mean, he can stretch the floor. If his jump shot can be reliable in the NBA, I think he'll have a great career. But I think that could hold him back.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he's
I
not
think
like
his
a Men
offensive
Thompson
game
bad.
is limited.
Hmm?
Oh, yeah, he's definitely more versatile offensively than the Thompson twins.
Yeah. Like that's a player that I like to correlate a lot of people with because they're just so electric and explosive. If a man or a Sora can develop a mid-range 3-point game, we could very easily be talking about them in 5 years as like top 5 players in the NBA. I don't think that's a stretch to say that.
Oh, easily. They're so athletic.
Mhm.
They're some of the best defenders in the league already. They can pass, rebound. If they could just shoot the ball.
Yeah. If a man could become like a 35 to 38% 3-point shooter, it's not to bounce
Yeah.
around here, but once we start talking about players, I just start mentally hopping.
That's not. He would definitely be. I could see him being a top 10 player in the NBA for sure. With the
Easily.
jump shot, if he develops, like you said, a 35 to 38% jump shot from three, he could be a top 5 player.
Yeah.
But
Quite
I mean,
easily.
yeah, but we'll see. So much talent in the league right now, so
There
you never
is.
know what's gonna happen.
Ton of talent.
So back to the Knicks. Which current contender do you think is most threatened by the Knicks?
Any team or in their conference?
Any team.
I mean, obviously the Spurs. The Spurs haven't beat them. I mean, point blank. Period. Right? Is there any other team that mismatches more against them than the Spurs? Because when we go back to when the Thunder and the Spurs were playing, the consensus is that the Knicks rather play the Spurs, right? Because OKC matches up significantly better to them. And I know that the odds when they played the Thunder they were like plus 210, and then when they played the Spurs, it dropped to like plus 150. I mean, that's a big difference in the odds world. So obviously people realize like this wasn't just going to be some rollover and die kind of series. I didn't think it'd be a 4-1. I don't think anybody thought it'd be a 4-1, right? But I think the Spurs are, I mean, if this is how these series are going to go, and obviously they got outcoached by a mile, that's what the Spurs are going to have to worry about that every year if the Knicks make the finals. Because that's also, you got to think too, right? If the Spurs and the Knicks make the finals next year, right? Let's just say that's what happens. What happened in this finals is still going to be living in their heads. You don't just get over that.
Yeah, absolutely. My answer is a little bit different, though. I think my Celtics are the most threatened by the Knicks right now because we realize that unless we make some moves, we're not beating them out of the Eastern Conference. With the current roster that we have, we are not beating the Knicks. It's just not going to happen.
No, you guys have no big on your roster. You have no big at all.
And the consensus is probably going to be that the Knicks and the Celtics are going to be the top 2 contenders in the East next season.
Well, based on odds, right? It's
yes.
Spurs, OKC, Celtics, and Knicks. Those are the top 4 for the odds.
Yes.
So
if we're going to go into the playoffs and eventually have to play against the Knicks, we're definitely going to need to make some moves. And I think we're going to make some very big moves, but we'll get into that later.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think that I know this is very like outlandish. Do you think that a healthy Magic match up really well against the Knicks? Because I feel like they do.
Absolutely.
I really do.
I'm a Magic season ticket holder, so
Yeah.
I've watched like a lot of the Magic. I've seen almost all the Magic games against the Knicks. They've matched up well with them over the last few years. If that team was healthy, they definitely would have beaten the Pistons. If Franz didn't get hurt, they would have 4-1 the Pistons.
Yeah.
And I think they would have beaten the Cavs. It would have been the Magic and the Knicks in the conference finals, and there's no way it would have been a 4-0 sweep.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think the Magic would have won the series.
It would have went.
given
It would have
them
went
a
6
lot
or
of
7.
problems.
It would have went 6 or 7. I think
But we'll never
Franz is
know
one of
'cause
those
Franz
players.
got hurt again.
Franz is one of those players, though, man. Like I don't think he's talked about enough. I think Franz is super good when he's healthy. Again, he just has the issue of he cannot stay healthy. Ever. Yeah, I said that in the other stream. Sorsby entered the supplemental draft about 45 minutes ago.
Texas Tech quarterback.
Yeah, he is minus his gambling problems. To me, Sorsby is a top 10. He would have probably went top 10 in this draft if he entered this draft. And he probably would be top 10 in the 2027 draft. That's absolutely loaded. Like, he is an elite level quarterback. And I think it's either going to be Pittsburgh or the Jets that get him, and both of them would benefit greatly from getting Brandon Sorsby.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. How does the supplemental draft even work?
I can look it up because I don't know all the nuances of it. I'll tell you now.
'Cause you don't really see it that often.
I think it happens. It's just there's not really like a ton of notable players that come from it. So it says teams are divided into 3 weighted lottery tiers. Non-playoff teams with 6 or fewer wins, non-playoff teams with more than 6 wins, and playoff teams. The random order within these tiers determine the tiebreakers. And then there is a blind bid indicating the specific round in which they're willing to draft the player. The team with the highest bid gets the player. The team that successfully drafts a player forfeits the exact corresponding pick in the subsequent year's NFL draft. So, like, let's just say, to me, again, I'm not a professional by any means, but if I think Sorsby is a round 1 talent, right? No team is going to give up their first round pick for him. But let's say the Jets and the Steelers both want him, right? And the Steelers offer a 4th round pick and the Jets offer a 3rd round pick. The Jets would get him, and then next year their 3rd is just null and void. That's why a lot of times you'll see like in the NFL draft, like there should be 32 picks in a round, but sometimes there's only 30 or 31. It's because a team used that pick as a supplemental draft pick. I don't think we've seen, I could be wrong. I don't think we've seen a player of Sorsby's talent enter the supplemental draft like this. So it's going to be very interesting to see, because when you look at a lot of the like non-playoff teams, none of them, like the bottom tier ones, none of them really need a quarterback now, except for like the Jets, the Dolphins, Pittsburgh. They're like all the other teams kind of have their quarterback as is for now, at least. So I think that's why the consensus is he's going to go to one of those teams, essentially. And I don't think the Dolphins give up a pick simply because they're in full rebuild and they just signed Willis, right? I mean, I think Sorsby is like a day 1 starter.
Yeah, absolutely. Although, I mean, I wouldn't put too much faith in Malik Willis if I was them. But
Right, but they're paying him like 20+ mil a year. I don't.
that's insane.
Would you give up a 3rd round draft pick in next year's draft, which is absolutely loaded,
Absolutely not.
when you have, Willis? And also, let's say the Dolphins finish with the worst record in the league. Obviously, you're going to get Arch Manning or Dante Moore, and that's kind of what you're banking on. You don't want to get a Brendan Sorsby and then, maybe he wins you a couple games and you play, kind of like the Giants did this year with playing Jackson Dart still, right? Like you play yourself out. Like the Giants still had an incredible draft, right? Like they got very blessed with how the picks fell and then also getting that 10th overall pick. But you don't want to play yourself out of, getting that pick. That's the biggest thing. I don't think Malik Willis is necessarily going to win them games, but I think Sorsby is dynamic enough that he could possibly win them games. And, playing yourself out of the top 3 pick, your consolation prize is Jeremiah Smith, right? But they need a receiver, but they really need a quarterback.
Yeah. That's just pretty much spot on. But about the Steelers, we're good at quarterback, bro. Trust me. We got it all figured out.
Since when? Yesterday? Today?
Since we're good, bro. We're good.
For what, 1 year?
We're good for the foreseeable future.
Who are you happy with?
We'll leave that for later, bro.
Oh, hell no. By the way, the most notable supplemental draft picks, just because we're talking about it, are Chris Carter, Josh Gordon, and Ahmad Brooks. So
Maybe we'll add Sorsby to that list a few years from now.
I think we
Maybe
will.
look.
I
mean,
truly think he's an elite level talent.
Even if he's not an elite level talent, though, we're still going to remember him anyway, just because of the gambling.
Yeah, and obviously, to his point, you don't want to risk it on a player, but someone of that talent, I think there's certain risks that you got to take. Gambling problems can be sorted out. Addiction problems can be sorted out, and he is too damn good not to take a flyer on him, especially if it only costs a third or a fourth round pick for a top 10 talent in my eyes. I don't see it. I don't see why you wouldn't take a shot in the dark.
Yeah, you might as well. Team like the Dolphins, too. You haven't. When's the last time the Dolphins won a playoff game? 2001? Before I was born, that's for sure. That's insane.
2000. Technically 2000. December 30th, 2000.
I was not even alive the last time the
That's
Dolphins won a
crazy.
playoff game.
That's crazy.
That is insane. I've literally, insane. I've never, wow.
Which is crazy
Forget
because
witnessing it. I wasn't even on Earth.
the Dolphins were literally 3 years ago, one of the most elite offenses in the league, and you still can't win a playoff game. They dropped 63 that 1 week. It's just
When's the
crazy.
last time the Dolphins made the playoffs?
2017 or something.
I think they were in it a few years ago.
Yeah, I think it was maybe 2021.
He was 22 or 23.
I want to say 23 or 22.
Oh, it was 22 and 23. I thought it was a little bit longer than that, but yeah, I guess it was more relevant.
2017 is when they lost to my Steelers, I believe.
Yeah, that's what I had in my head. That's the last time I saw them. But I guess in 22 and 23, I just said in 23 they had an elite offense, and obviously I should have known they made the playoffs then. But that's just, they lost to the Chiefs in 23 in the wild card. In 22 they lost to the Bills.
Yeah,
but they had a squad though. Ain't gonna lie.
The Dolphins?
Yeah, when they went against the
that
Chiefs,
was a really fun team to watch.
That was a super fun team to watch. Their offense was electric, dude. That was
the injuries on defense.
Yeah, but I feel once you get into the playoffs, bro, you need to have a semi-competent defense to be able to do anything.
Yeah, that was the problem with my Steelers all those years when we had the killer bees. We just couldn't defend. Putting up 40 points in the playoffs and losing. No, I'll never forget the game that we lost to the Jaguars, 45-42.
That was when Bortles was playing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. Losing to Blake Bortles is crazy, bro. That's nuts.
Insane, dude.
I remember when Blake Bortles was elite for 2 years, and he wasn't even elite. He was just good by Jacksonville standards.
And then look at our problems the last few years. It's the exact opposite. Great defense,
I heard that
no
name
offense.
in a minute. Blake Bortles.
We can't have a good offense and a good defense at the same time.
Right?
No. What'd you say?
One or the other.
He was from UCF, right?
Yeah, he went to UCF.
Yeah.
UCF legend. That was the year that they went 16-0 and then didn't make the college football playoffs.
Yeah, apparently
they went undefeated and didn't make
really not.
Which was hilarious because I think TCU made it that year and just got absolutely fisted. It was 63-0. Or was that the year after? I don't remember what it was. But yeah. No, that was the year Florida State and Alabama made the championship, right? When UCF got snubbed. I don't even remember. There's
I know
so much shit.
Everybody was calling them the national champions, though.
Yeah.
Well, they were calling themselves the national champions.
That's enough.
They got a whole banner in the stadium.
Okay, so you're the NBA champions to me this year, so it's the same thing,
Yeah.
You already know we're hanging out.
I've been saying Celtics in 5 up until a couple of days ago, so you still got to believe in your team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
So the NBA offseason is coming up. We got a lot of potential movement. Names like Giannis, LeBron, and a whole bunch of other guys. Which superstar do you think is most likely to be traded?
Giannis.
But I wouldn't be shocked if Giannis just signed a five-year supermax with Milwaukee and then everybody just shuts the fuck up either. I can see that. Yeah.
Well, why would he sign that though?
Because the way that they're trying to like force this Giannis narrative at this point has become unconvincing. I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, it's been what, 3 years now of just nonstop Giannis
Every-
trade chatter,
it's the same thing. He doesn't move anywhere. I mean, I don't know.
and he has never said publicly that he wants to get traded.
No, that's what I'm not. I don't know. I just feel like there's too many smoke screens, and what's happening is they're trying to gauge what they can get. Now, if they can get the 5th pick and Jaylen Brown, or the Clippers would get Jaylen Brown at that point, but if they get like the 5th pick and some compensation, like 4 first-round draft picks, sure. But I don't even think the 5th pick is doing anything for you at this point. Like I think that the top 10 is super loaded this year, but like Giannis for I don't even know who's going 5. A cuff, like who? That's not like inspiring to me.
I mean, yeah, you're trading a guy of Giannis's magnitude. You need a massive haul in return. Unless you're Nico Harrison, of course. Then you'll settle for an aging Anthony Davis and 1 first-round pick.
What? I thought that was a great trade.
If you were Giannis, would you want to leave Milwaukee?
I mean, yeah, obviously.
Well, I mean, he wants to win another.
Here's the thing, right?
No
Here's the way I look at it too, right? Giannis wants to go to a contender, correct?
Yes.
For what these teams are going to have to give up to get Giannis, I feel like it does so much. It doesn't benefit the team getting Giannis. Like the Miami Heat offers, like that's going to decimate the depth of that team. Like you're going to have what? Norman Powell, Giannis, and Bam with a bunch of role players. That's not beating any team in the East, right? The Celtics, you get Giannis, but you're going to have to give up Jaylen Brown. I know you're not a fan of Jaylen Brown, right? But like, I think he's a good
I'm
player.
a fan of Jaylen Brown, but if Giannis is on the table,
I just don't see it moving the needle. I don't know. I already said earlier, I don't think the Giannis fit in Boston is good personally. I just feel like it stagnates their offense too much. I get his assist on 3-pointers and stuff like that. I don't think it correlates with the type of offense that they like to run, and it slows down what they want to do. But
I don't think Giannis stops the ball any more than Jaylen Brown does. That is the ultimate ball stopper. So you're just replacing Brown in the offense with Giannis. There's no way you get worse.
I don't. You might not get worse, but it just doesn't move the needle to me to y'all becoming significantly better.
I think it fixes our main problem, which is that we rely too much on the 3-pointer.
Which I agree with that.
With Giannis, I mean, this is one of the best rim runners of all time. You put him next to an elite playmaker like Tatum, who generates all that, like who has all that gravity. You're getting free looks at the rim for Giannis all day and night.
When he's healthy, though, that's my issue. It's like you're playing the coin flip game of is Giannis going to be healthy? I think Giannis is a top 5 player in the NBA. I think he's elite. It's the same thing as AD to me at this point, where it just feel like he always has an injury. Like everyone talks about how much AD is injured, and I feel like everyone kind of glosses over how much Giannis is injured, and it's a little bit. It's become almost the same thing to me.
Yeah. I mean, Giannis has played in the last few playoffs, though, when they've made it. He's just had no help.
Yeah, but do you think Giannis moves the needle for you guys beating the Knicks?
Absolutely. I think that makes it better than the Knicks instantly. Tatum and Giannis would be the best duo in basketball. It wouldn't even be close.
What's
That's
the
two top five
theoretical
players.
trade?
You put two top five players in a game next to each other, surrounded by a bunch of shooters. You get a stretch five. There's no way the Knicks are beating that team.
It's not going to
Sorry,
be.
I'm just
swept
trying
at
to
all.
look at the theoretical trades for
Derek White would still be there too. Because there's no way you can trade Brown and White. The salaries wouldn't even match. You definitely have to throw in almost all of our draft capital, probably.
and how old is Giannis? 33? I guess here's my thing. I 31. If you win a title, it doesn't matter. That's the way I look at it. I'm one of those people where like if you sell out to get a player and you win a title, who gives a fuck about the next 5 years? I don't know how y'all feel about that, but I think that
That's what I was just saying about the Knicks. They traded like how we used to pick on them for trading 5 first-round picks to get Mikal Bridges, but now they won a championship. So, like they say, fuck them picks. You want a ring, it doesn't matter anymore.
no, I do agree with that. I'm just trying to look up like the theory. I saw like a trade earlier. I can't find it now. It had like all the picks and shit in it.
I didn't know.
Do y'all think Reeves re-signs with the Lakers?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But LeBron's gone though.
Back to Cleveland?
I think LeBron's
Think
going
so.
to Golden State. I'm not even trolling.
That was
Work.
next up. That was actually next up on the docket. Does LeBron have another move in him?
Yeah,
Back
he's for
home.
sure got another move.
I think he needs to go to. I'm with Sean. He needs to go to the Warriors. Just do it already, bro.
That'd be so fun, bro. They're not gonna win, but like, dude, that'd be such a cool team. Draymond, Steph, LeBron. Like,
No,
I think that'd be cool.
LeBron and get rid of Draymond.
LeBron and Draymond are like best buds. I don't know if that's gonna happen.
Yeah, I know.
Damn. LeBron going to the Warriors is insane. That'd be insane.
Draymond might be the biggest culprit of the Warriors' downfall.
I mean, paying him $25 million a year at this point doesn't help. I'll tell you that much.
They lost Jordan Poole because of him.
You're paying him
I mean,
$25 million to
Jordan
put up a
Poole's
triple
irrelevant.
single, and like Dame said, they had to get rid of Jordan Poole because of him. Jordan Poole is irrelevant, but if he was on the Golden State Warriors, he would still be very, very relevant.
He's the reason they won that title. Well, top reason.
He's definitely one of them. I'm having flashbacks, bro. I don't even want to think about it. What he did to my team.
What is it?
I can't find the trade. Who the fuck knows?
But
Whatever.
Dame,
Doesn't matter.
where do you think LeBron is going?
Back home. You got to be a little biased with it.
I
He's
mean,
going to the Spurs.
it'll be a fairy book ending. He should have went to the Spurs back in 2018 when he went to the Lakers instead.
Think that would be a better fit for him?
The Spurs were, the Spurs were in it from what I remember. The Rockets were in it. The Sixers were in it. I thought he should have went to Philly or San Antonio.
Who?
Houston
Sorry.
would have been a good option too. Huh?
Who are we
LeBron
talking
going.
about? Oh, LeBron.
LeBron
Yeah.
LeBron back in 2018.
Yeah, but if LeBron, here's the way I look at it though. If LeBron went to the Spurs in 2018, then the Spurs never land Wemby, right? So like, or Castle, or Harper, like that would have just. I feel like what they have now is better than getting LeBron.
But I'm just saying, I don't think LeBron should have went to the Lakers in 2018, just from a basketball standpoint. He
I
should have
mean,
went to
yeah.
this. My first option for him would have been the Sixers, and then probably the Spurs or the Rockets.
Yeah, but he still won a title. So like
Yeah.
it's fine, I guess.
I mean, he probably would have won a title with any of those teams, though.
Yeah, that's also very fair. Also very fair.
Is it a real title? We don't know.
Because look at the years after they won the title. 2021, Anthony Davis gets injured. They lose in the first round. And the Suns end up going all the way to the finals after beating injured team after injured team in every round. And then what happened in 2022? Did the Lakers even make the playoffs that year? I think that's when they did the Russell Westbrook experiment that went completely wrong and they missed the playoffs. I don't know what they were thinking. And
No,
then
they didn't make the
2020
playoffs in 2022.
That was the Russell Westbrook experiment that never should have happened. They won a championship and then blew up the team to get Russell Westbrook. Rob Pelinka, bro. What an idiot. They could have won. I can't believe they didn't win multiple championships with prime LeBron James. And you had Anthony Davis and LeBron on the roster.
Yeah,
They
but
are
AD was he
they are
just couldn't stay
incredible.
healthy, bro. He was always
Injuries
hurt.
after injury.
I mean,
injuries.
AD is like one of those players. Like AD and DeMarcus Cousins are like in the same tier as me as like the biggest what ifs. Like, could you imagine if when DeMarcus went to the Golden State Warriors, he was playing like prime DeMarcus for 4 years?
They
Holy
could've-
shit, bro! They would have.
Mhm.
They already ran the league. They would have destroyed the league.
Bro. I mean, they already broke the single season wins record. They would have done it again.
Yeah, I do think so. I mean, Boogie in his prime, bro, is I if you know, you know. Like he was an absolute monster, passing the ball. I mean, Jesus, that guy did everything.
I got to see Boogie and AD play together for that very short time that they were in New Orleans. I got to see them play down here in Orlando.
And what could have been then too, right? Didn't Boogie's one of them tore their Achilles that year, right? And was out for the whole year. Or was
Yeah,
it Boogie?
Boogie's-
I think Boogie
He tore his Achilles, and that's what led him to sign on a veteran's minimum
Yeah,
with the Warriors.
and then was out of the league like 2 years later. I mean, it was
They're on a mid-level extension, I think.
the mid-level exception, yeah, but man,
And then they had Rondo on that team. That's when he was still really good.
yep.
Yeah. What could have been? So which playoff team do you think is one move away?
OKC.
I mean, they have a top 10 pick.
Hey, I've been hearing rumors that we might try to trade for Evan Mobley. I wouldn't hate that.
Just bring us some pieces.
Who are you
trade-
getting up for Mobley?
I saw like it was like J-Dub plus 10 and 17 or 12 and 17, whatever it is. 12 and 17, I think it is that we pick at.
I'll take that pick.
I would hate that.
J-Dub, hold up. You said J-Dub 10 and 17 for
Well-
Mobley?
12 and 17.
I think J-Dub is a better player than Mobley straight up.
I
Why we
agree.
have the picks?
But my thing is,
That's insane.
I'm not going to advocate for it or against it necessarily, but my train of thought is we have so many guard, and I think that J-Dub hate and the shit I've seen about him this year is so overblown. He had this fluky ass wrist injury, and we kept trying to rush him back from a hamstring injury, which is just historically never going to work out, right? Like hamstring injuries are a bitch. And he's obviously our second option on offense, and he's an all defensive player, right? But we have so many guards, bro. Like, we're gonna have to pay Wallace. You have AJ Mitchell, who emerged as a legitimate scoring threat. He can score 30 on any night. You got Jared McCain. If we could add another stretch big like Mobley, I think that would be awesome. But I wouldn't want to give up J-Dub plus all of our first rounders. That's where I'm like, I don't really understand that. We'd have to trade J-Dub or Chet. And again, as much hate as Chet gets, Chet was runner-up in Defensive Player of the Year, and he is a fantastic defensive player. If he could just figure out how to shoot the fucking basketball in the playoffs, we'd be okay. But
Yeah. I mean, OKC can make any move that they want.
OKC could realistically acquire any player in the NBA that they want to. They genuinely could. Should they? I don't think so. I think we should run it back. I think obviously we got absolutely terrorized by losing J-Dub and Mitchell. And obviously, you got to play who's in front of you. But if we had J-Dub and Mitchell, a healthy J-Dub and Mitchell in that Spurs series, I think that we very easily beat them. But you can't do anything about injuries, right? It just is what it is.
Yeah.
But I still think, like, top to bottom, the Thunder are the deepest team in the NBA. We're obviously going to have some contract issues this year with, the iHeart deal. We're going to probably let go of Lou Dort. You got Casey Wallace's deal coming up, who is legitimately probably a top 3 defending guard in the league. And he can shoot the ball as well. And he's going to probably want $25 million a year. So, and we're in the second apron, so that doesn't help. But, getting off of iHeart's contract, who is also a great player, and Dort gets us under the second apron. But obviously there's a lot of choices that need to be made.
Absolutely. I mean,
But back to your question.
You could even go get Giannis if you wanted.
I mean, for what we would have to give up for Giannis, I'm not keen on that. I'm not a fan of trading Chet plus probably 3 or 4 first-round picks to get Giannis. Maybe I'm a little crazy. I think that Chet is such a good player, and he's 8 years younger than Giannis. And we've already won a title with Chet. We've proven that we can win with this roster, right? Obviously, you can't keep the roster around forever, but we have 16 first and second round picks the next 4 years. I think we'll be okay.
Yeah.
I'd be more interested in trading up with the Kings and getting a Boozer on this team than I would be trying to get a Giannis, in my opinion, or trying to get a Mobley. I feel like those are cheaper, quote unquote, cheaper options than what it would require to get Giannis. Plus, you get Giannis, and Giannis, he's making 62 mil a year after starting this year or some shit. Plus, he's gonna need an extension.
Yeah.
And again,
so
he can't.
With all the future draft capital that you have, that might be your best move. Honestly, you trade up into the top 4, try to hit on a future superstar on a rookie contract to put next to SGA.
It would have to be a big, though.
And Chet and J-Dub.
It would have to be a Boozer. We'd have to trade up to get Boozer, because I don't think we need another guard on this roster. We really don't. We have so many guards. I'm cool because I've seen the rumors that, we might trade up to 10 to get a Demara, and I'm fine with that. I can see the other side of it where pre, March Madness, he was a late first round pick, and obviously he played himself into being, a top 10 pick at this point. But if Yaxel Lindenberg fell to us at 12, I'd be more than happy with that, because I don't think we need someone that we can develop. He's 23 years old. He's seasoned. He's a great player. I'd be fine with getting him at 12, but I think the rumor is Golden State taking him at 11. So that's kind of where you're forced to trade into the top 10 at that point. But is it really worth trading 12 and 17 when we can get Nate Ament or someone like that at 12, and then at 17, pick up another quality player? We got.
I would say yes, just because you already have so many quality players. You can only fit so many on the roster. At this point, you just try to get the best player you can.
No, I agree. But then, we have
the Thunder have 12 rotational players on the roster.
100%.
It's ridiculous.
And that doesn't even include the fact that
I would
we
consolidate.
didn't have Nikola and Sobert. Both of Nikola had the the testicular cancer and dealt with that shit all year, but he's still a serviceable player, right? And Sobert, we obviously took him at 12 or no, not when did we take him? We used a relatively high draft pick on him, and then obviously he tears his ACL, but he's dynamic too, right? So we have options. It's just it does get to the point where you have too many fucking picks and you got to actually try to consolidate into getting more talent. So it's just like you're not drafting a Mara to be a Wimby stopper, right? Like you're just looking for another big body in the paint at that point.
Yeah. I mean, the Thunder, as good as the Spurs young trio is, I think the Thunder is still easily the best equipped for a future dynasty.
Yeah.
They just have so many assets. It's ridiculous.
And I do
And
think
at,
that the
at any
dynasty
time,
talks
they
was
could make a
premature.
move.
I do
Yeah.
think the dynasty talks was premature. I'll be the first one to say it. I'm an OKC fan. And for anyone that doesn't know and calls me a bandwagon, I'm an OKC fan because they were the Seattle Supersonics. And I'm a Seahawks fan, and I've been a Seahawks fan for many, many years. I follow all Seattle teams. So I'm not just hopping on the OKC train. I've followed them since KD got drafted to the Supersonics. Like I've been around a long time. But OKC's in a position where they don't have to do anything and they'll be okay. But there's stuff we could do to position ourselves even better than we are, which is crazy to say because last year we win, everyone's talking about them being a dynasty, which I thought was too early. I thought we had to win this year to even talk about that, to even bring that up as a conversation. We obviously lose. But I think the West has two teams that could literally be dynasties alone, So it's just a matter of who can capitalize on it.
Absolutely. And who knows? They could trade championships. They could both be dynasties.
100%. And I still think the Spurs should have won this year.
Like a 10-year stretch.
Yeah. And there is going to become a point where both teams just can't afford all the players they have, right? Like in 4 years down the line, I mean, if the Spurs win 2 out of the next 4, that's fantastic. But like, there's going to be a point where you can't pay Wimby, Harper, Castle, all these guys. You can't pay all of them, right? Like it's the same thing's it's already happening with the Thunder, right? Like we're already seeing like you can't pay SGA, Chet, and J-Dub and then keep iHeart and all these other rotational pieces. That's why the draft picks, I feel like they're so important because, you get them on cheaper deals for, 4 years. And, we do a phenomenal job at developing talent and, the Spurs have done a fantastic job over there. But these teams are still young, man. Like shout out to the Knicks, but they're an older team, right? Like those guys aren't going to be around forever. A lot of their guys have been in the league for like 10 years.
Yeah, for sure. So which contender do you think is most likely to fall apart this offseason?
The Nuggets.
Buckets.
They're about to go into a full rebuild, trading everybody except Jokic, apparently.
Ooh, that's new. Wow.
I think it would be the Cavs.
Again, chill.
And it seems like we just keep picking on Dame the whole
What do you
show.
mean by fall apart, though? You mean like not be as successful as they were last year, or do you mean like actually fall apart? Because I think like there's 2 different teams that I have for that. Like the Nuggets are actually going to fall apart because that whole team is just they're all costed at this point. That mental is blown.
Yeah,
But
full blown fall apart.
I think the Pistons. I don't see a world where the Pistons are ever going to be the 1 seed again. And there's already rumors of Drin not coming back. Like, and obviously he completely disappeared in the playoffs. But I mean, they squeaked by the Magic and then lost to the Cavs. I like Cade, and I think Cade is very, very good. But obviously him and Wimby are 2 different positions, but I feel like Cade has that same problem to me where he just chucks shots up that don't make sense. His shot selection is very poor. And I don't think that's sustainable, right? Like,
but he's kind of forced to play hero ball.
Right.
Like Wemby has a ton of talent around him.
Correct.
You can't say that for Cade. The talent around him is not there.
Yeah, but
he would not have a good enough.
But do you see the Pistons being the 1 seed next year?
No.
So I mean, I could see the Cavs being the 4 seed again next year. I can't see the Pistons being the 1 seed again next year. I think the East is only going to get better next year too.
Long term,
You got
though,
Indiana coming
but
back.
long term, I think the Pistons have a way better future than the Cavs, just because they
Sure.
have Phil Cunningham.
But you're saying next year, right? Like we're talking like which team next year is going to regress the most. And I just don't see Detroit winning 60 games next year. Not only that, I think that there's teams in, let's just say the Celtics don't get Giannis, right? And the Heat get Giannis. I think that automatically makes the Heat better. Even if it's marginally, right? I think Charlotte has a very good chance to improve upon what they did this year next year. Indiana is going to get Halliburton back. They got absolutely fucked in the NBA draft. So that's going to hurt them a lot, losing that pick to the Clippers. I think Washington's going to be better. There's a lot of teams here too. Like obviously it's going to be weird too, because now with the new draft lottery, right? Like these teams are kind of going to be forced to be better. How many games did we see the Nets play themselves out of to juice their pick, right? The Nets probably could have easily had 10 to 12 more wins last year. I saw them absolutely toss games in the fourth quarter,
Utah did the same thing.
Utah, yeah, but Utah's in the
Same
West, so that's a little
conference.
different.
Yeah, not the same
I
conference, but they were probably the biggest culprit of it.
Yeah. I just feel like the East isn't a superb conference, right? But like there's a lot of teams in the East that showed a lot of improvement this year. And there's teams like the Pacers and stuff that are going to get players back next year. And I feel like that's more important because that makes those games that you have to play against these teams harder, right?
For sure.
I don't know what everybody else thinks about who they have, but I just don't. The Pistons are my team.
I think the Cavs need to blow up this core.
We gotta not sign James Harden. Let's start there.
It's about time. I mean, that's number one. They never should have traded for James Harden to begin with, though. And that's the thing. You can't like what do you even do with him? Do you let him walk and then you get nothing for him? You can't trade him.
Trade who?
Never
Sorry.
even traded for him to begin with.
Harden? Yeah.
They're saying we might go out through Holiday.
They just re-signed him too, right? Didn't they just give him a 2-year extension in the offseason?
Yeah.
That's the thing. You guys could have had Holiday at the deadline, and you chose Harden instead.
I would have picked Holiday over him.
That's hilarious. What was the GM thinking?
Oh, sorry. He signed the 2-year contract last year. That's my fault. But dude, yeah, he's expiring. I mean, maybe you just hold on to him. You kind of see how good you are. And maybe like a playoff team is desperate for an expiring contract, like before the trade deadline, and you can get off of him. But like realistically, who's going to want to trade for James Harden?
Nobody.
I mean, his stock just keeps going lower and lower every single year. So, everybody predict their biggest trade for next season. Well, for this offseason.
During the season or
Nah, offseason.
Off-season?
Yeah.
I mean, there's really only one player, right? It's just Giannis. There's not like a lot of players that they're talking about trading.
So where does he go?
I mean, if he does get traded, to me at this point, it's either Boston or the Heat, unless somehow, as we said before, the Thunder come in with a crazy offer, which I don't envision happening. It's got to be one of those two teams.
John Morant's probably going to get traded very soon.
Yeah, but his value is...
Trey Murphy is a name that I keep getting mentioned.
Trey Murphy is someone I saw linked to OKC as well, who I would not mind having a Trey Murphy on my team. But Trey Murphy is an awesome player. Zion's another one, right? Like we've seen the Zion rumors, but like realistically, do we see Zion getting traded? Probably not.
We've even seen I've seen Anthony Davis rumors.
Well, Anthony Davis is on the last year of his deal too, right?
Yeah.
So anyone that trades for him, it's probably going to be someone that signs him to an extension. And realistically, who's signing AD to an extension at this point in his career? I mean, the guy's been injured more than he's been healthy the last 2 years.
Either that or a team that's willing to sell out for 1 year and hope that he's healthy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stupid GMs in the league, bro. You
There
can't
is.
overestimate the.
No, you're absolutely correct on that. I don't know. I just think Giannis is the big name. I don't think we're going to, unless something crazy happens, I actually don't think this offseason is going to be that crazy. I
I
mean,
think Giannis gets
Giannis.
traded, and I think the trade involves Jaylen Brown. So we get 2 superstars traded at once.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be Giannis is not going to be going to Jaylen Brown is not going to be going to Milwaukee
No, it'll probably be LA, right? If he goes anywhere.
or Atlanta.
Yeah. I mean, another like non-mega player, but like iHeart might get signed and traded, right? Like he could be another one that we see get signed and traded more likely than not, unless he takes a team-friendly deal to come back. But obviously, we've seen that he cares about the money, right? Like he left New York and just signed with us for.
iHeart is probably gone. Obviously, there's the rumors around the Magic. They'd be stupid to trade Paulo or Franz.
I don't see them trading either, honestly. And if they did, they'd have to get some of their first-round draft picks that they traded. I still hate that trade. I've gone back and forth. But I hated that Desmond Bain trade for him. I did not like how much they had to give up. But like, are you realistically going to get that kind of return for a Paolo or a Franz?
I love the Desmond Bain trade. I didn't really think they gave up that much. The picks aren't going to be that good. And the players were complete non-factors.
Yeah. I just hate ever trading that many picks. That's a lot.
4 picks is a lot, but the picks aren't good.
I agree that they're not good, but it's still 4 picks, right? Like
And a team like the Magic, they don't know how to draft anyway. So what are they doing with picks in the 20s?
True. Also true.
Unless they have a top 5, top 10 pick, they're not doing anything.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm just looking
And then
at
they giving up KCP. That's addition by subtraction. That dude was awesome in Orlando.
I guess a KD trade, right? We could see a KD
and then you
trade.
give up KD
again.
I could see KD getting
I don't see it. I don't see it, but with that guy, you never know.
That's what I'm saying. That would be something that would like you'd see the headline and be like, "Damn, that really happened." But like, would it really? I think
there's a solid chance Kyrie could get traded.
Kyrie's another one. Yeah, I was just going down the player list. But I think if you're the Mavs, I think you rock out with Kyrie one more year.
Yeah, I would want to see Kyrie play with Coop next season.
Yeah, I'd actually like to see Kyrie mentor Coop for another year, and have Coop be a PG, which they already they did that for a lot of this year, and he got significantly better as the year went on. He's a player that like we all know who he is, but I just don't feel like he's talked about enough. That guy is going to be another fantastic player in the league long term.
Yeah. So, next segment is build your franchise. If you could pick any 5 players in the NBA right now, who would you want on your team? Under 30 years old.
Under 30?
Under 30 years old. Any 5 players in the NBA.
Wemby.
I mean, that's
that
one goes without saying.
Of course. I'm gonna choose a tall guy. Oh, this is a hard one.
Is this long term or to win a title next year?
It's your franchise. Whatever you want. Under 30 years old, though.
Only top 5?
Huh?
Your starters pretty much.
What?
Your starters pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Well, I got my team.
Choose Wemby. Let's hear it, Sean.
Dylan Harper.
Think about my team.
Nah, I'm taking Shea, Wemby, Ant, Tatum, and Luka. Under 30? All those players are under 30, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's my 5 under 30.
I'm taking Shea, Cade Cunningham, Tatum, Cooper Flag, and Wemby.
No Ant?
Nope.
Damn, that's crazy. I think Ant's a phenomenal player. I like that team though.
I want Cade over Ant long term.
Ah,
And I'm banking on Cooper Flag's potential.
It's a solid team. It's a solid team.
And then
Who plays the four, Tatum?
SGA, Tatum, and Wemby are the no brainers there.
Yeah, I think SGA, Tatum, Wemby have to be on the team. I think it's just more what you value more for the other two, right?
Yeah. I'm taking Cade Cunningham. He's only 24 years old. He's already proven to be one of the best playmakers in the league. He's not going to sacrifice anything on defense.
Yeah.
Whereas if I take a guy like Luca, I'm giving up a lot on defense. And I already have an amazing offense.
Yeah, I like Luca's facilitating, bro. I like his facilitating. I just think Luca's a top 5 player in the NBA, so it's hard to pass up on him. Especially he's 27, 28? He just turned 27 actually.
It's about there.
But I don't know. That's a tough one.
All right, let's hear it.
all right. Wemby, Giannis.
Giannis is an under 30. He's 31.
Oh, he's 30. Ah, damn it. I'm not good at this then.
Bro just got hired and he's fired already.
Yeah, let's see. Luca is a good pick too. Luca would be in there, sure, for sure. Yes, I'm a Mavericks guy. I love the Mavericks, and I got upset when they traded him, of course. So Luca would be in there. I wouldn't pick Shy. I think I would pick.
That's crazy.
He's a good player. But
He's a good player.
he's a great player. I'm sorry, Sean.
Luca over Shea is a fireable offense.
Yeah, that's a little.
Basketball
That's
is
a
played
little
on two
crazy.
ends of the court.
Shea's a plus defender too, bro. Like he's not a liability on the court.
We got Nico Harrison up here in the top
Yeah,
right.
that is crazy.
I'm done. I'm done. Dame, what do you got?
So SGA, Dylan Harper, Tatum, Cooper Flag, and Wemby. I like Dylan Harper.
I can
like
respect the Harper pick.
I respect the
If-
Dylan Harper.
If
pick.
he's taking Flag for potential, you could take Harper for potential, and nobody can blink an eye. Like it's. I'm not saying they're in. I think Flag's a tier above Harper, but I don't think it's that egregious. Drin's saying no, Shea is egregious. Taking Harper is not egregious.
I saw him
Dylan-
ball in the conference.
It was
finals.
between Harper and Cade for me. I just went with Cade because he has proven himself more. But you can't
No, I
go.
can
You
respect
can't
it.
go wrong taking Dylan Harper there.
Yeah, that's respectable.
He could be the best point guard in the NBA one.
I think you have to have Shea Tatum and Wemby though, and then the other two are definitely interchangeable between like 6 players. Because really, another player that obviously is hurt is Halliburton. You could throw Halliburton in there too, and I don't think that's insane to say.
Yeah, if you're building a team, that's the ultimate point guard.
'Cause he's the ultimate point guard, and he plays defense. So like, you're not. Yeah, I mean, you could argue that honestly on my team, even like Hallie over Ant probably is a better fit. Or Hallie over Luca even is a better fit. Luca's obviously a better player, but Hallie's not a bad shout. I mean, he dragged the Pacers into the finals. And honestly, if he didn't go down, who the fuck knows what would have happened?
The Thunder would have won.
Probably, but I mean,
I don't
I don't
know,
know.
bro. That could have been a Hallie game. He was going off.
I think Hallie's a good shot, bro. His shot is ugly as fuck, but he can shoot the ball. He's a tier 1 facilitator in my eyes. And
During that playoff run, when he was hitting like 20 plus points, they were almost unbeatable. And he
Yeah.
was gonna have a big scoring night.
And he's efficient too, bro. Like he's not like an inefficient shooter, and he's not going to shoot you out of games. I don't think.
Yeah, he's not a chucker. He's a high IQ basketball player. The opposite of De'Aaron Fox.
Can you imagine Hallie on San
Random,
Antonio,
but
bro?
I had to, bro. Lowest IQ player I've ever seen on a basketball court. De'Aaron Fox, sure, hate watched forever. What
He
did you
watched
say,
forever.
Sean?
I said, could you imagine Hallie on the Spurs over Fox?
Oh my god.
That's a dynasty.
Yo,
That's a dynasty.
Wemby is catching 8 lobs a game, bro. New lob city.
Not that ass. That would
He's
be,
average. Hallie's gonna average like 15 points, 15 assists.
Hallie's gonna have Rondo stats, bro.
Yeah. And Wemby is gonna put up an efficient 30 every night. Instead of chucking shots at the rim all night.
You tell Wimby, don't even go to the 3-point line. You play inside the paint the whole fucking game. Hallie's got you, bro.
Yeah, don't even give him the ball until he's in the paint.
Hell nah.
He calls for the ball at the 3-point line. Go inside, bro.
That's the thing about Hallie too that no one talks about is he's like 6'5" or 6'6" too, right? Like he's a bigger
big guard.
point guard. And yeah, man.
It's gonna be exciting to see Hallie back next season. It's insane that they got screwed on the draft pick. But I mean, it is what it is.
No, they got Omega.
The
Plus, bro.
The Celtics could have played the same game that the Pacers did. I mean, not really, because Jaylen Brown would have had to been hurt the whole year. But yeah. The Celtics didn't tank. They blow a 3-1 lead in the first round. The Pacers did tank, and they end up falling out of the top 5.
And this is one of those years too where like if you're a Celtics fan, you're a Celtics fan, obviously. Like
Yeah.
it would have probably felt better to land a top 3 pick in this draft than
Oh,
lose
absolutely.
than blow
And,
that lead.
and we all know that the NBA draft lottery is rigged. There's no
Yeah.
way the NBA would have let us fall out of the top 3 with the
No.
Celtics. Come on now.
Now, as a Celtics fan, let's just theory craft, right? If you had a top 3 pick for what the Celtics need, what player would you have wanted in the top?
Aaron
3?
Peterson.
Yeah, that's who I would say too. That's who I would say as well.
Obvious. I mean, I already said it. AJ DeBonsa is my favorite player out of the draft. I would take him number 1 if I'm the Wizards. But for the Celtics, oh, it's easily Darren Peterson.
Yeah. I think Boozer would fit well too. I think you couldn't go wrong if you got either of those 2 players.
Yeah.
Although Boozer kind of does what Tatum does, so maybe not.
Or if you have a top 3 pick, you might take AJ and then trade Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
If you're looking to get rid of Brown anyway. Because you get AJ to basically take his spot.
Do you guys have all your
hoping
first round
that-
picks or no?
Um,
Because like, is there a world where you would
I
let's say
believe
you're
so.
picking in the top 3, right? Let's just say you pick at 2 and you get Peterson at 2. Is there a world where you try to trade for the number 3 pick as well and get Boozer? Like you just send out Brown and like 3 first round picks. Would you hate that?
Just try to draft 2 future superstars at the same time and put them next to a 28-year-old Tatum. I
Yeah.
would absolutely love that.
Yeah, that would be demonic.
That's how you stay good for a long period of time.
Mhm.
That's team building. That's Brad Stevens and Sam Presti shit, not Rob Pelinka shit.
Yeah. Because you could just run Tatum at the 3 and Boozer at the 4 or vice versa and have no issues.
Yeah.
You still need a big. That doesn't solve the problem that you guys don't have a fucking big. But then you run what? White at the point guard and Peterson at the 2. Damn.
I mean, if we do look to pick up a big, I always wanted Bam Adebayo. Miami is too stupid to trade him.
No, hell no.
If
Bam is after
If the
his
Heat
game.
don't get
he's
Giannis,
permanently
they
a
should be. Oh yeah, if the Heat don't get Giannis, they should be trading Bam. He's not a number 1 option. Like, what are you doing in Miami right now? Unless you can get a player that's better than Bam at the guard or the wing position, just blow it up.
Yeah, Bam's also an all pro defensive player too. Like he's a phenomenal defender.
Like Bam would be perfect on my team because he wouldn't have to be the number one.
You know where else it'd be perfect?
Where?
In
Not
OKC. He'd be perfect in OKC.
I don't want to hear none of that, bro.
He'd be perfect.
But honestly, if as a Celtics fan, I would rather have a different center on Miami's roster. Give me Khalil Ware because he's on that rookie
I like
contract. He's gonna be amazing.
I think Ware is buried on that Heat bench, and he's uber talented. I don't know
And
what
honestly,
the
that is a
problem with him is.
realist. That's a more realistic trade candidate
Yeah.
for the Celtics.
Oh, yeah.
We could go and get out.
Well,
We
he's
could go
already.
and get a Khalil Ware.
They've already made it well aware that they're willing to trade him.
Yeah,
He's in the Giannis package. Him, Hero. That's the Giannis package right there.
yeah. I mean, that's for Giannis. Like the list grows for a guy like Giannis. I don't know who
Okay.
the Celtics would trade to get a guy like Khalil Ware.
Okay, if you were trading Brown anyways, let's say you trade Brown for Khalil Ware and like 3 first-round picks or 2 first-round picks, you're fine with that?
Oh, absolutely not. I
No?
only want to trade Brown if we're getting like a Giannis.
I don't know. If you're
Because at
getting
the end
that
of the
many
day, he's
first-round
still
picks
one of the
back-
best players. He's still one of the best players in the NBA. Khalil Ware and 3 picks is not enough for
I
me to
mean,
trade.
yeah, he did drag the Celtics to like the 2 seed this year, pretty much. So those picks really wouldn't be valuable anyways, because he'd find a way to drag the Miami Heat to a top seed anyways, right?
Probably. But maybe not. The roster construction's a lot different.
Yeah.
System's
but
a
if
lot
If
different.
you're rolling out Hero, Brown, Bam. I mean, those 3 players alone are enough to not be the worst team in the East.
For sure. I mean, because they were already, I mean, how many games out were they?
Weren't they like only like 1 or 2?
They were in the play and they lost. They were the 10.
That's what I'm
They
saying.
lost
Like
in
they
9-10
they,
games.
they
So.
were 1 game from the playoffs though, right? Then they lost because they
Yeah.
beat Charlotte, right? They beat Charlotte and then lost to Philly or
Yeah.
whatever it was.
Oh, they lost to Charlotte.
So yeah, that's
They lost to Charlotte.
really the only guy I want to trade Jaylen Brown for is a guy like Giannis. But we'll see. Enough NBA. We're gonna get to some NFL talk. We're gonna rate these teams 1 to 10 on how worried their fans should be. Starting with the Dallas Cowboys.
10.
I'm at like an 8.
That's doable.
I'm at a
I'm not
7.
gonna-
If Dallas sucks this year, though, that's a problem because the
We
Jets
won't
have their pick.
We won't
Yeah.
suck.
The Jets, they're set up for. I think the Colts are going to be bad this year, and if Dallas somehow is bad and the Jets get like 3 top 10 picks, oh my god! In this draft, yeah, they can do some damage.
I mean, the thing with Dallas is just you've had Dak for so long. You've been in the playoffs. You've had great offenses. You've had horrible defenses. Like, is there a clear path for the Cowboys to contention right now?
We got a better
As if
defense.
Because if not, then what are you doing?
Yeah, but
I
I, think
mean,
that
the-
whole
the-
division got
The
better, bro.
offense is still great. That's another thing. The division is you got the Giants are going to be a lot better. The Commanders are probably not going to be terrible again. And then
I
the
ain't worried about
Eagles.
them.
The Eagles are still going to be the Eagles.
Yes.
I don't think the Eagles got any worse by trading AJ Brown.
No. And you get Mekhi Lemon, and I think Devontae Smith is a better receiver than AJ Brown, anyways.
All right, next up, Cincinnati Bengals.
1.
1.
Yeah, I'm gonna
You're
be
not
honest.
worried at
They're
all.
like a 2 or a 3, bro.
We're not
That
worried
team.
at all.
I know you said earlier you're just tired of like having hope in them, but I actually think they have a really good chance to be good this year.
The defense should be a lot better.
And that offense is just if their
But even-
defense
but even,
cannot
even if the defense is better, Joe Burrow might just get hurt again. This guy's hurt like every year.
Yeah, but we're just saying like how worried about are we about them? Like if in a vacuum, they are one of the best teams in the NFL just from a player like the roster they have, their roster construction. I think they're in a fine spot. I do think they overpaid on Mafe a little bit. You get Dexter Lawrence though. You improve your defense, and we know what their offense is, right? Like if their offense is healthy, they have arguably a top 10 running back, arguably a top 3, top 2 receiver in the league, depending on how you want to view JSN, etc. And the best or second best wide receiver 2 in the league, depending on how you want to value Pickens and T. Higgins, right? Like we know what we're getting out of their offense. They improve their offensive line and they improve their defense. Those are like the 2 problems they had. They were giving up like 30 points a game last year. If they can drop that to like 20, 22, I think they win probably 4 more games. And, on the flip side, if you want to look at the Ravens in that division, right? If we're worried about Burrow being hurt, it's the same thing with Lamar.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think they're in a fine spot. Now, if Burrow goes down, but we'll have a different
The Bengals
comment.
just need to put it all together. Because roster-wise, they've been in a fine spot for a few years now. But when's the last time they made the playoffs? Have they missed it 2 or 3 years now?
2. Right? Then they make it in 23. Let me look it up. No, they made it in 22. Sorry.
So 3 straight years of no playoffs. With Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase on your roster. That is insane.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe this is the year that they finally invested in the defense. It took them how many years just to invest in the defense? So they finally did something right in terms of the roster. So this could be their way back to the playoffs. We'll see.
And they got an easy schedule.
I'm hoping that it's not, though.
It's one of the easiest.
Yeah. Miami Dolphins. We
That's
hitting
a
the
10.
panic button.
That's a 10, bro.
I mean, they were already at a 10 last year.
Yeah, that's a 10.
Now you're just trying to find your way out of the hole.
The thing is, though, is if you're a Miami fan and if you play on the Miami Dolphins, if you coach on the Miami Dolphins, you already know you're trying to get a top 2 pick in this year's draft. So, like, we can say a 10, but it's really like a 1 because no one gives a fuck. Like, we already know what we're going to get from them this year. And if they over exceed in any way and don't get a top 2 pick, I think that's actually probably horrible for them.
Yeah.
So, like, we know they're going to be dog shit. So is it really that bad?
No. I mean, it's the best thing for them at this point. So
Yeah.
if you're a fan of the Dolphins, are you even panicked? Like you're past the point of panic.
That's what I'm saying.
You panicked a long time ago.
Like, honestly, if you're a Dolphins fan, you're probably going to panic if you win 5 games this year.
Yeah.
Like, that's a catastrophe.
The Cleveland Browns.
I'm going to be honest, bro. The Browns are probably like a 3. I love their draft. I love that they traded Garrett. I hate that they traded Garrett to the Rams, obviously, but I love that they traded him. They got a young asset back. They got picks back. They hit in the draft this year. If they can hit in the draft next year, I think they're in a decent spot. They're another team where if they get like a quarterback, they'll be okay. Again, you're the Browns, so like you're not disappointed anymore. It's kind of just like what you expect.
Yeah, if I'm a Browns fan, I'm at like a 1 or a 2, honestly.
Yeah. I think most
Miles
Browns
Garrett
fans
is
were
exactly
happy with
what
that.
they needed to do.
Yeah. You're not winning
You were
in the
never
next 3
gonna
or
win
4
with
years.
Miles Garrett.
No. And you get Jared Verse, who is a great piece. I mean, long term, I'm happy as a Seattle fan that we got Jared Verse out of the division. Yeah, Miles Garrett is back in it for a couple years, but like Miles Garrett is what, 31 years old or whatever it is. Like he's not young, right? So like Jared Verse was 22 or 23 years old, and he was an absolute monster last year. And now now the Browns have him for what, another 10 to 12 years at least. And minus any injuries, obviously that's with anybody, but I mean, I feel like the Browns are finally for once doing the right thing. And obviously, you get off the Watson contract in like 1 or 2 years, and then you have all that extra money freed up. And their defense was phenomenal last year. Obviously, that has Myles Garrett in it, and Jared Verse isn't Myles Garrett, but Jared Verse isn't such a significant downgrade from Myles Garrett that it makes your defense work like that much worse. They have a lot of young talent over there. And they got Concepcion and Boston. Those are both players they were talking about picking at 23, and they got both of them,
Yeah.
So, and you got Quinshon Judkins. Harold Fannon's a fucking monster. Like, they got a bright future eventually. It's just, it's going to take them a couple more years. I think everyone can realistically agree with that. But once they get a quarterback, they might be okay.
Once the Watson contract is gone, they're going to be fine. You get a first rounder, a second rounder, and a third rounder.
Mm-hmm.
It starts with what? It's a third this year, I think.
I think it's a first this year, I thought. Or is it 2028 first?
I thought it was the opposite. I thought it was a third this year and then a third and then a second and then a first. But it might be a first, a second, and then a third.
Let me see.
It's probably a first rounder in 2029.
It was a 2027 first, a 2028 second, and a 2029 third. That's what I thought.
Okay.
So they get the first next year. Obviously, that first is.
It would have been better if it was the opposite, honestly, because a 2029 first round Rams pick might be good if Matthew Stafford is gone.
Yeah. Now, I will say this. I'm a Seattle fan, so I'm biased, right? I still think Seattle is very good, and obviously they're second in odds to win the Super Bowl. The Rams are like 1 or 2 injuries away from like not being a playoff team. Like if they lose if you lose Stafford and let's just say Garrett gets hurt or something like that, obviously it's shoulda, coulda, wouldas, right? But like they're a couple injuries away from like not being a good team. Because the drop off from Matthew Stafford to Ty Simpson is got to be at least like a 4-win difference. At least in my eyes. And Stafford, we all know he's a bit more injury prone. He was healthy last year, but he's had back issues for the last few years. So the NFL is very who's healthy and who isn't at the end of the day. Playoffs is a long time away. 18 weeks is a long time,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Stafford, he's a reigning league MVP.
Yeah. He's elite.
Yeah, if you have to bring in Ty Simpson,
which I love that pick for them. That was my favorite pick of the draft.
It's definitely a great pick, but if you have to bring him in next year, you're screwed.
Well, that's my point. That was tongue in cheek. I love that pick as a Seattle fan.
The San Francisco 49ers.
I'm at like a 1 for them. They're still the third best team in the NFC. It doesn't matter. You get Mike Evans if you can get your roster to be healthy. They're talking about Kittle coming back in the first 4 weeks. Even if you don't get Kittle back, Tongs is a more than acceptable replacement tight end for them. Their defense didn't really get any worse. I don't see a world where like the Niners are in a worse position now than they were in last year when all 3 of the teams in our division made the playoffs. And they lost to us, who ended up being the Super Bowl champions.
The thing with it, Dame, you gave the Niners a 6.
They're injured all last year, and they still made the playoffs.
My thing with the Niners is like, even if they're good every year, they've been to the NFC Championship how many times in the last few years? But I don't think they can ever win like with the team that they have, because Brock Purdy is the quarterback.
Yeah, but if you're a Niners fan, right? Like everyone wants to win, right? But if your team is consistently making the playoffs, possibly going to the championship game, like
you're not satisfied.
You're not satisfied, but like you're not the New York Jets or the Miami Dolphins or the Raiders or teams like that. Like you're still having some sort of success.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, I just don't know what it feels like to be a fan of one of those teams because I'm a Steelers fan, so I've been in the same situation. My team's just been mid for a decade now. We're never
Yeah.
good.
I think the
We're
Niners are
just
above mid though.
mediocre every year. The 49ers are above mid, but they're not winning. So then it's more of like a Yankee situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're contending every year, but still not good enough to win.
Yeah, but I'd rather be contending than be a fucking loser. That's for sure. I don't
I'd
know.
rather be a loser for a year if it makes me a champion in 2 years. Instead of just being mediocre every single year.
It's fair too.
But can Mike Evans stay healthy? That's the real question.
I mean, look, compare the Steelers to the Patriots. The Steelers just keep going 9-8 every year, 10-7, losing in the first round. The Patriots were terrible for a few years. They get Drake May and then they win 14 games and go to the Super Bowl.
Well, that's not true. They had Drake May the year before and won like 3 games, right?
I mean,
They had a cupcake
it's still
schedule.
same. They got Drake May and they won 14 games and now they're in the Super Bowl
Don't forget their schedule.
because they tanked. I mean, you can
Yeah,
say what
but
you want about the schedule, but what happened happened.
The playoffs too, bro.
but they're not. I don't think they're making the playoffs next year, but I just think if I'm a Patriots fan, sure, you made it to the Super Bowl. You got mollywopped in the Super Bowl. And if they don't make it back this year, which I think it's a very real possibility, what does it matter? You made it but didn't get anything.
I mean, they still have a quarterback of the future, so they're going to be set up no matter what.
In a sense, but like the Bills have had Josh Allen for how many years?
Patriots know how to build a team better than the Bills.
Do they though?
Absolutely.
I think since Belichick has left and Brady's left, have they been good? Have they done anything that's like outstanding besides draft Drake May? Have they done anything that inspires you?
If
Like,
the
realistically?
if the Bills were to become horrible next year, how long do you think it would take them to become good again?
Probably a while. But I think the Patriots were also bad for like 5 seasons, right?
Because
So
the
like,
Patriots went from great with Brady to awful for like what, a year or two,
no, they were bad.
and then
for
they got
5.
Mac Jones and they were mid again. They went back to the playoffs, and then they were terrible again for another year, and now they're back to being good. Because they can build a team. You go from great to terrible to mid to terrible to good. Whereas some teams, they fall off and they never recover.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. The Patriots haven't done anything to inspire me since Belichick and Brady left. Like they've been okay, but like again, as you said, like as a Pittsburgh fan, you guys have been okay, right? Like the Pittsburgh Steelers are another organization where they've been consistently a 500, right? Like 500 is your standard at this point as a Steelers fan. You're going to be 500 no matter what. Like,
Yeah.
Are you happy with that?
No, it's the worst spot you can be in sports.
And I just think like if that's what we're saying, like the Patriots have been okay. Yeah, you made it to the Super Bowl, but everybody knows you shouldn't have made it to the Super Bowl.
I don't
So,
even
like,
remember what it's like to make the Super Bowl.
when was the last time you made the Super Bowl? Was it against Arizona?
2010.
Was that the Arizona year?
No, Green Bay.
Green
the last
Bay.
time the Steelers were in the Super Bowl, I was 8.
Yeah, you're still drinking fucking titty milk, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, so I'm jealous of Patriots fans, to say the least, that they could go from Tom Brady to being terrible to being back in the Super Bowl within 5 years. And my team's just consistently mediocre every year.
Wait, who's Dame's team?
Cowboys.
The Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, that's the same shit though.
Oh, that's even worse. They haven't
Yeah,
made a
that's-
Super Bowl in
yeah.
32 years.
And you got a half decent team too.
They're the laughing stock of the NFL.
Whoa, calm down now.
Drin don't
Andy
even got a
Jones.
team. Drin's just here for the vibes.
The Cowboys are like the Cowboys and the Knicks were in the same conversation, but the Knicks just won a championship. The Cowboys still haven't won.
Does that mean the Cowboys are due?
I mean, we've been saying it every year for how many years now? It's our year. We
You guys
them
are a
boys.
Dak Prescott injury away from being 1-17 or 1-16, bro. That is crazy.
We them
We
boys.
got Joe Milton.
Oh no, he can throw the ball 80 yards, but can't hit a fucking brick on the barn house, bro. Guy is so inaccurate. Good lord.
There's a reason he's a backup.
He said, "Fuck it, CD's down there somewhere." He throws the ball 40 yards past him.
Oh, bro.
shit.
Oh man. And I hate the Cowboys too. Because George Pickens is a Cowboy and he should be a Steeler still.
I mean,
got Drew
he
Howard,
was
bro.
a deviant.
Shut up, bro. You didn't just say that to me. Drew
It's
Aller.
okay.
Bro.
You guys, we gave you guys DK Metcalf. We were super sad when we lost him to the Steelers.
Way to add salt to the wound.
Sorry, I had to do it.
We need to pull a AJ Brown. Ship him somewhere.
I agree. I agree with that.
All right. Which playoff team do we think which playoff team from last season do we think misses the playoffs this upcoming year?
The Patriots.
The Patriots.
The Bears.
I think the Bears got better. I think the Bears got better this year.
They just have a
I
hard
think-
schedule.
I think the Bears are set up for great
The-
success.
the
Caleb
Bears-
Williams is going to
yeah.
be that guy.
And then you get Thieneman in the draft, who is an absolute bruiser, great safety. And you get off of DJ Moore, and now you can make Luther Burden in Rome your 1 and 2. I love Luther Burden. I think he's uber talented. I just don't see a world where they got worse.
It's just that schedule.
I'm going to go Carolina.
Oh yeah, Carolina's the
Oh, yeah.
obvious choice, but
That division is just so awful. Only one team's getting in from that division.
I feel like the Saints could get in though.
It could be any four of those teams. Or any of those four teams.
I'm not going to disrespect the Saints, but I don't think the Saints are winning that division.
The Falcons could get it. The Bucks could get it. The Panthers could get it. Even the Saints could get it, honestly.
I want to
None of
ask
those
this
teams are
question.
that good.
If we think the Bengals, the Chiefs, and the Ravens are all going to be better this year, right? The obvious answer is the Steelers fall out of like the playoffs, right? As much as you don't want to hear that. Who else falls out of the AFC? Because I actually think all of the AFC teams that made the playoffs, well, I guess it'd be the Steelers and the Patriots, right? In my eyes. Like, I think the Chargers got better. I think Buffalo will be better. Houston depends on CJ Stroud, but I think they have the number 1 defense or number 2 defense in the league, how you look at it. The Jags are good, and the Broncos got better too, right? So, like,
But
who
the
not?
Steelers got better.
How'd you get better?
We finally got receivers.
You got a year older on defense.
Exactly. I'm not even worried about the defense, bro. The defense is going to be fine. Our offense is going to be so much better than it was last year. Even if we didn't make any moves, it would have gotten better just from getting a new coaching staff. And now we finally have receivers. Calvin Austin III is not our second receiver anymore.
Yeah, you got to hurt Michael Pittman instead. You're right. My bad.
I would much rather have Michael Pittman than Calvin Austin. And I would much rather have Jeremy Bernard than Adam Thielen.
I think Adam Thielen's the GOAT, bro. Selling him short.
I'm not listening to this. I can't. We're finally going to utilize our tight ends. Like, I'm so excited I can't even talk. We're going to utilize the tight ends. We got Rico Dowdle in there. I'm just happy to have a new coaching staff. We're
And you
blessed.
got Aaron Rodgers.
We're finally out of the Mike Tomlin regime. I'm sick of it. It was time for a change. Aaron Rodgers wasn't even that bad last year. What are we talking about?
He's another year older.
We'll be fine. He can
That's
still
it.
throw the ball. We know he can still throw the ball.
I don't see it, but I can see what you're saying. But I just think your division got better with Cincy and Baltimore getting better, quote unquote.
The division did get better. But at the end of the day, we still own the Ravens.
Yeah, it's 2 games a year though. What
It's
about
all
the
right.
other 15?
The Ravens are going to find a way to screw it up.
Yeah.
So will the Bengals. Both of those teams got better, but let's be honest. There's no way both of them are making the playoffs.
That's what I'm saying. I think one team in your division makes the playoffs, and I think that the Ravens and the Bengals got better. That's the issue.
So who do you think is making the playoffs
Out of what, your division?
out of the whole AFC? No, I see where you're going. Okay, I see division.
You see what I'm saying?
You got either the Texans or the Jags as a wild card, and then you got
100%.
2 wild cards from the AFC West.
Mm-hmm. Because I think the Chiefs get better, right? They're not going to go 6-11 again. And then, I mean,
And
LA, really, realistically, the AFC West could have 3 teams in the playoffs because the Chargers definitely got better. I don't give the Chargers might be a top 3 team in the AFC. I think with what McDaniels is going to do over there, they get both of their all-pro linemen back. And Quentin Johnson is going to be unlocked with McDaniels, bro. I just don't see a world where they didn't get. I mean, they won 11 games last year, and they dealt with injuries since week 7. Like you lose Joe Alt week 4 or something like that. And Rashawn Slater went down in week 10 or 12 or something like that. I don't know. And Denver didn't get worse. You get Waddle, you get a deep threat.
Yeah.
So you got Denver, you got Jacksonville, you got Houston, you got Buffalo, and you got the Chargers right there. And let's say KC squeaks in, that's another team. So now it's one team from your division. And if your 2 teams from your division definitely aren't making the playoffs, right? Like I don't see a world where that happens.
So we're just running the North again.
Okay.
It's gonna have to happen.
I hope for your sake they do. But I don't know. I'm kind of on the Cincy train this year, minus who's fans of who. I think Cincy's got an elite, I wouldn't say elite team, but a very good team. So it's just a matter of, can they put it together? Can they stay healthy? And then the Ravens are just such a weird team, bro, because they're just so talented. But again, can they stay healthy?
Yeah.
And for you guys, if Rodgers goes down, I mean, are you fucking throwing Aller out there? It's the same concept.
Yeah, I get that for sure. You never know what the team is going to look like with a backup quarterback. Although with the Steelers, it seems like all roads lead to 9-8 or 10-7. So we'll see.
Yeah.
All right. Who will be the face of sports in 2027? The face of all sports.
$2027.
Will be the face of sports. It's got to be Shohei Ohtani.
I think it's Shohei or Shohei's global outreach is just it's just so hard. I mean, he's so polarizing for what he does on both sides of the field. Plus, you have like, I don't know, man. That's a tough. Yeah, probably Shohei.
Damn.
Go to Shohei.
Yeah.
There's no
Drin.
other
I mean,
other
not
one.
not to be that guy either, but like not talked about as much, but like definitely a major player in face is Caitlin Clark. Like, I'm not saying she's bigger than Shohei and these guys, but she's also someone that like people talk a lot about. So
Yeah. And she's kind of struggled. Like she hasn't reached the potential that most people thought she would yet.
yeah, so like I don't know. I just wanted to like shout out like a female. Like definitely Caitlin Clark is definitely polarizing, right?
Absolutely. And then who? So that's 2027. Who will be the face of sports in 2030? Starting 4 years from now.
Wemby.
By
Yeah.
2030, I'm leaning Wemby too.
It could still be Shohei though.
They could.
Like it really just could be Shohei still. But Wemby definitely is a good shout.
If they hold a lead in the fourth quarter. Hopefully
They gotta get
figured
to the
out.
West for the next 4 years too, right? The West isn't really like a joke either. So, and you know, the Spurs are one Wemby injury away from again being, you know, barely a play-in team probably.
True.
Hmm.
They need a bench. They need a bench.
They'll be fine.
Yeah, they'll be fine, but like it's just that's how sports are, bro.
Yeah.
Wah, wah.
All right. So World Cup is going on. Team USA won their first game 4-1. What do you think would count as a successful World Cup for Team USA? Round of 16, quarters, semifinals. What are we thinking?
Think they made round of 16. They lost last time. USA. No. Nobody knows.
I don't think they have ever made round of 16, have they?
To find out.
I'm thinking
Maybe it'll be the
quarterfinals. If we could make a run to the quarters, because if we get to the quarters, there's a solid chance we end up playing England.
Oh, they did
Unless-
make it in 2022. They lost to
Yeah.
Netherlands that year.
Fourth round? Yeah.
I here's the problem, right? If USA makes it out, I think they match up against England, and I think England dog walks them. So like that's the issue. If they beat England, that's another story, right? Like, you know, I think a success would probably be making it to round 16 at that point, and then maybe into quarters. But there's a lot of good teams this year, man.
Yeah.
And they still have to beat.
And get the field too. The
Yeah,
first
and
time
like
we had 48 teams.
yeah, and I know the thing is that I know Australia beat Turkey, but Turkey's very good. And like if USA beats Turkey, I think they'll be okay, but that's going to be the game to me. And I know they play them last, but I think that's
the test.
the test, right? So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, we're about to run over on time, so we're gonna wrap it up. You guys got anything else? got a
USA
lot of
winning
it.
it all.
We can hope and we can dream, but it's probably not gonna happen. We might get a Giannis trade later this week, so we'll see what happens with that.
Yo, you saw that goalie?
We get
the
draft
Cape
next
Verdean
Tuesday.
goalie against
Huh?
Spain. Like, you know, the Spain and Cape Verde game. It was like tied, right?
Yeah.
Yo, that goalie's insane, man. That goalie's insane. I was just watching like little highlights of it. He's pretty good.
Yeah, it was incredible because that was
Holy
supposed
shit.
to be a blowout.
Yeah, everybody thought Spain would. Well, Spain's the favorite.
Spain is the odds-on favorite to win the World Cup. So that being a tie, is and probably will be the biggest quote unquote upset in the World Cup for now. I mean, I don't see anything topping that unless like a crazy team gets into like the round of 16 and then like say USA plays Brazil or something and beats Brazil. Like that would be a crazy upset, right? But our USA beating England honestly would be pretty crazy too. But
If USA beats England, holy cow.
I mean that game, I think Spain was like -3.5. Like that's a large spread for soccer.
That's insane. Yeah, that's gonna do it for this week on Rookies of the Year. We got Prop Stars tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Sports Rants Wednesday night at 9:30. You can catch Sean on there with Abby and Guy in his natural habitat. But thanks for joining the show today, Sean. You were
Yeah,
great.
for sure. Thanks for having me.
Of course. The Knicks are NBA champs. I never want to say it again, but we're gonna.
There's plenty of time today, Rob.
This is reality.
Fortunately,
We'll see what happens in the World Cup. Hopefully USA can make a deep run. I mean, group stage isn't over for like 2 more weeks, so
We got a long time.
we got a long way to go.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's gonna do it.